Hello everybody, welcome back to the workshop. In this pro tip we're going to talk about ROI, or return on investment. Now ROI is important in the blacksmith shop whether you're doing this as a profession or you're doing this as a hobby, and it's important for several reasons. If you're not thinking about the return on your initial investment, it's hard to make those decisions on what you want to take and get, say in the blacksmith shop. What is the most important to you? So some of the most important things in a blacksmith shop is obviously your forge, hammer, anvil, and some tongs, right? Hand tools, basic hand tools to get you started. That's some of the most important pieces of equipment in your shop. But they can be enhanced tenfold by several other items. In that opening clip, you guys watched me use a plasma cutter. Now, I'm going to use this plasma cutter as my example in my shop. As an expensive piece of tooling, that's an add-on for my business. That plasma cutter, when I bought it, it was $749 brand new. That's US dollars there. And it was a big expenditure for me at that time. It was a real kind of do I get this or do I get that kind of thing. I could get a better welder, slightly better welder, or I could have a slightly less great welder and a plasma cutter. And I was kind of just making that decision one way or the other. But the important, I finally decided, yes, I want it. And the reason why is because the way I figured it, I could make my money back on that plasma cutter almost tenfold within a year. That is my return on initial investment. And for the most part, that was accurate. I didn't make, well, no, it's probably almost 100% accurate. I probably made 20 times the amount that I originally paid for it that very first year having it in my shop. Now, does that mean I could just purchase the piece of equipment and let it sit on the shelf and not use it? No, I had to actively make products and design products that needed my plasma cutter for cutting. Some of the other places that it helped out on is tool duplication. As you can see here, I've got a template. This is a shovel pattern for a coal shovel. I just used that in that opening clip to cut that out. So now I can just make templates of whatever I want, and instead of having to pay a company and spend that cost of having maybe 50 of these cut at a time, and I don't know if I have 50 sales, if I've got a one-off job and I need something special cut out, boom, once around the gate with the plasma cutter, just doing a couple measurements and stuff, and bam, I can start making products like this. Obviously, I can make templates like this, and I can just cut out 5 or 10 or 20 of these or whatever I need, and that really helps out. Because, like it or not, you're going to have short months in the blacksmith shop. If you're taking and doing this for a living, you will have short months from time to time, and you may not be able to afford to buy 50 blanks just because you need one. Again, multiple times has that plasma cutter come in and paid itself off. I have a Hobart, let me look down here, Air Force 250 CI. I'll put a link to that in the description. That is an affiliate link, be aware. It helps to go to support the channel at no additional cost to you if you purchase it through that link. But I'll put that link down there so you can at least go up and read up on it to see if something like this was good for you. But again, big shout out to Hobart on that, as they're not a sponsor, but they made a great plasma cutter. The thing's been running in my shop now for about 4 years, and it has been great. Great investment, no problems whatsoever out of it. And I've done everything from cutting out skillets to cutting out different forms of flat blanks, flower blanks, templates, all sorts of stuff like that. And it's really been a great addition to the shop. Now, does that mean you as a hobbyist, if you're doing this as a hobby, need a plasma cutter? Again, that's where we start looking at the return on your initial investment. What are you going to be using it for? Okay, what are you going to be using it for? How often do you think you'll be using it for that task? And are there some additional benefits that you haven't thought about yet that tool may aid in your development as a blacksmith? And that's kind of how you decide on whether you're going to have a return on your initial investment or not. Give you an example, if I were to buy a CNC Mill right now, I know nothing about milling. I'm sure it would be a great tool maybe later on in life, but I can't even think of a job that I would use it for. It's just kind of outside my line of work, and so therefore I'd have to develop a whole nother company around basically just using the CNC mill. So for me, spending 30 grand or 60 grand on a mill like that, or who knows how much, I don't even know their price, that return on investment is not as handy for me. As opposed to, let's say if I wanted to add a CNC plasma cutter now. Now we're getting somewhere. Now I can create some duplicates of projects quicker. You know, say I have a product line that I sell that I have to plasma cut out all the blanks. Again, it may be cheaper to do it in-house. Then again, it may be cheaper to just subcontract it. Again, this is where looking at your ROI on your initial tooling investment comes into play. I'm going to mention another YouTube smith by the name of John Switzer over at Black Bear Forge. If you haven't checked him out, really great channel. You should go over check him out. Definitely subscribe. He puts out a lot of great information. But here recently, he just got a Samac hammer. I believe it's a Samac power hammer. And he did a discussion on this exactly about, you know, his reasons for choosing one hammer over another potential hammer he could have chose, and the reason why he chose to finally cough up that amount of money to get a Samac, a brand new Samac in his business. I'll put a link right up here in the corner, and I'll also put it down in the description to John's channel, and you guys should definitely go check him out, and I'll put those videos there that you guys can watch. But that's it for this pro tip. It's went on long enough. Just give you guys some food for thought. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, leave that like button. If you didn't, that thumb down's always the option. And if you'd like to support more content like this and keep this content free for everyone else, and you'd love to take and support the channel, a great way for you to do that is go check out our website at blacksmithpdfs.com and consider purchasing yourself a power hammer plan or an e-course on the subject of blacksmithing. So without further ado, I'm going to get back to the forge. I'm going to get this forged up. God bless you all, and have a great day. We'll catch you on the next one.